Up as a young firefighter and say, "Hi Chief, how's your day going?" I look at you and go, and just walk off. That guy's going to think I'm an ass, and he's never going to talk to me again. The culture's different. You know, if the chief had done that in '86, it was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be around the chief," and left. Nothing, we'd have been fine. That's a learning thing. If we do it nowadays, it's, "I got no use for you." These guys will tell you that. "We're done with you. I got you. I'm free." So as chiefs and officers, we've had to meld. We've had to change that side of it. Not a bad thing. It's just different. So that's what, you know, we had the discussion yesterday about me and Chief Briggs. You know, it's one of those things. We both cared a lot for the department. We both valued and wanted what was best for the department. And all along, we talked to Derek. Derek never did develop that people side of things. Hopefully I have. Hopefully I'm migrating. That's where we talked about those differences. But had Derek developed the people side of the skill set, yeah, he'd probably be the chief in that corner office now, you know? So you've got to evolve. We've got to grow and get better as the old guys. It's not going to kill us, and it is for the better in doing that. So, don't let your ego get so big that you're not willing to change or that you don't recognize you may need to change. Do that. You know, we talk about the way we've always done it. Sometimes that gets in the way of where things are at too within the department. We've always done it that way, and we get stuck on that. So what are some traditions in the fire service?
Do something silly about ice cream.
Making people buy ice cream. Are Dalmatians tradition in the fire service? Bugles tradition in the fire service? Red fire trucks? Those are traditions in the fire service. History, you know, we look back at history. Shot boxes are now history. The grease gun event was history. The Station 7 event is history. We can't say that it didn't happen. It's there. It's history. But it's not a tradition. It's not something we want to carry and move forward as a department. It's over with. We're going to recognize it was there, but we're moving forward and getting better from doing it. So, changing the culture. First thing we got to do is recognize, just like AA, you got a problem and you need to fix it. So that's what we're doing. We recognize the problem and we're fixing it. But we're going to say, when we're done with this class, policy comes out, we're done. We're moving forward into discussion. It's over with. Let it go. So here's the proper way to manage culture. You specify what behaviors you want. We're going to talk about the policy part because of that. We're going to follow our expected guidelines. Lead by example. It takes effort on everybody's part, and it's everybody's responsibility. Whether you like guardian tracking or not, it's a way to do this. You can give kudos to the guys when they need kudos, kind of stroke their egos. Our trophy winners like that, like getting their egos stroked a little bit. But you can also address issues when they don't need to be. When I say that employee, does everybody have somebody in mind? When I say that employee, I picture it was me, I was that employee. So, who said the squeaky wheel gets the grease earlier? Yeah, so you know, there you go. Jess was not offended by that, by the way. You know, everybody owns that employee. When we have those people who are culturally rocking the boat, and they are at the level where they're doing it, we're all responsible for changing that person. We all have to do and not let the toxicity perpetuate down the way. So, supervisors, if you don't own the acts, if you condone it, you let it happen, you sit in the office and shut the door instead of addressing the problem, that's your problem. You're going to be the one that allowed that to go on. And we've done that in the past. I will admit, our department has not done well at that in the past. We're better than we were. So, we want to make sure our values align with the organization's values. If we can. Everybody has to lead by example. This is everybody. Everybody's responsible for this, from the rookie to the fire chief. Because what gets rewarded gets repeated. We want to change the behavior, change where we're at and doing stuff. So, officers have an obligation. We as officers get paid a lot of money to manage the people that are assigned to us. We have an obligation. But everybody really has an obligation. You have the authority to do it too, but everybody has an obligation. So recognize the problem and do your job. If you got somebody to fix, and I'm sorry if I offended, we talked about cussing, somebody pointed out that you used cuss words or deal, so I'm sorry if I offended you about cuss words. But yeah, just take care of it. Don't pass the buck. You know, take care of it at your point. So we're either going to have a healthy culture or a toxic. Luckily, it's pretty much the good side. We're pretty well. We'll follow it for the break. Who sets the culture?
Everyone.
Everyone. These people. But y'all have more of an effect and influence over culture than the chiefs do. The people in the seats have more of an influence. Because if you choose not to follow the directive of the culture, you have your little micro-cultures going on. Y'all can impact it more than we can. What changes culture? Generations, squeaky hinges, incidents changes culture. Society changes culture. These are all things that change that culture. All right, that's the culture part of the class. Y'all take about a 15-minute break.